that is a service-based social enterprise to make assisted living affordable and enjoyable. We'll offer engaging, tailor-made services to those who want to age gracefully in the comfort of their own home, supporting daycare, healthy living, chores, group activities, and more, using technology for transparency and enhanced experiences. The business model will start with the low-hanging fruit and will be supported by volunteers who will help to drive some of the costs down to nominal or free for lower income households, while offering premium paid packages to middle and upper income households. Additionally, we'll partner with startups, gardeners, cleaners, etc., to assist their early growth through access to bulk contracts at reasonable rates, creating a commission-based revenue earner. This will gain us over 1.5 million in revenue in the first year via repeated purchases on this on-demand section of the business model. We'll also be using various marketing techniques to gain traction. We're working with the BYBT on this hybrid business model, and we're creating an advisory board to strengthen the structure. Now, are you ready to help us help the island seniors?
Thank you, Nicole. Great presentation. I will turn it over to the judges. I will start with you, Donna.
Please give me a moment to fix my screen so I can see what's going on again.
Yeah.
We can see you.
No, leave it, because I may ask you to switch. So just leave it, because we can see you.
Still see
A very, very, very nice presentation. I know you hesitated. It's not easy to come out first when you're not expecting to come out first, but you did very well. I know that it seems that you've done a lot of, put a lot of thought into this. And I wanted to hear again about affordability. I missed some of your figures. The internet was in and out. So I just wanted to hear you say a little bit about affordability.
Okay. As I said, the business model is based on packages that range from economy to standard to premium, and some of it will be free. Because we are a social business, a social enterprise, it means that we are working towards the betterment of society. And so some of the services that we're actually offering will be no cost whatsoever.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Byron Lee.
Hi, that was a very good presentation. I must commend you. Tell me something. What makes, I think I'm getting some feedback, by the way. I'm not sure what's going on here.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, I'll go ahead. I heard you say it's definitively different, but what would make it very, very sustainable besides what you just said? I know the cost of living is quite high in Barbados. Yes, we have a high level of NCDs, but what, apart from what you just said, would make this very sustainable?
Okay, so if you look at the screen now, we have made a slide that indicates who our top competitors are, what their real challenges are, and how we differentiate from those people. So essentially, our competitors will be nursing services and assisted care facilities, retirement homes and nursing homes, and then the government agencies. Government agencies, as I said before, are oversubscribed. Their social groupings may be undesirable. A lot of the programs lack robust, stimulating, active aging programs. There's a negative stigma attached to going into a nursing home, for example, and the prices which I rattled off earlier of $275 a day and $2,000 a month for nursing homes are very expensive. So what we want to do is we're going to have a much more expansive product range. We're going to have, it enhances the home quality of life. We're going to have active aging programs. The programs that we'll put in place will actually help to alleviate the pressure on the public system. We're providing alternate individual options and bulk services. So this slide here is to show you exactly what makes us different. So we'll have packages like bed and breakfast, which is a morning wake up program, bed, bath and beyond, which is a full day service, slumber party, which is sleepover programs, that's just Scrumptious, which is a meals program. So we'll have various types of programs that work for the seniors and senior living and assisted living at home. But then we go a little further. We're going to work with partners, which are small startups, so that they can access the responsibilities that are required around the home. So outdoor doctor and mow and grow, which will be garden maintenance and home maintenance for all those households where granny can no longer get outside and do the chores that she had to do in the garden. But a small businessman can now grow because he has 100 grannies whose house he can now go to, which really makes our business model completely different to anything else. It is an on-demand business model for half of it, which is for the partnerships.
Thank you.
Answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final judge, Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce.
Hi, good evening, Nicole. Great presentation. I would not want to be in your shoes coming up first out the gate.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, question for you. You had mentioned technology. Exactly how are you going to use technology to, offer your services? I didn't hear you speak much about the use of technology in your presentation. And two, how exactly are you going to integrate the other providers, let's say the day services? Do you already have services, daycare set up that you vetted? Are you working with the ministry with regards to these kind of things to make sure that, if I have a granny, that she's safe and comfortable with all the regulatory things being in place?
So for your last question first, what we're working on is an advisory board that is going to ensure that all of the people that we're working with, that's going to help us to ensure that all the people that we're working with are trained and certified effectively to really be working with your granny and my granny. The first part of the question, which was technology, well, what we plan to do is to first and foremost create an app. So an app does not sound like it's for granny, but imagine you're someone's daughter and you live overseas and you're not able to see what your mother is doing on a day-to-day basis. So one, we can set up nanny cams so that you can be able to see into your mother's home. Two, we can set up a way for you to chat with your mother because you may not be able to talk with her as often as you wanted to previously. Three, they'll have access to information on the actual app that facilitates you seeing, well, my mom went to the doctor today, her blood pressure was this, she had this medication, we would have purchased groceries for her. So it is a running timetable of exactly what happens with your family members. And then in addition to that, the app will also hold all of the information on all of the players in the market so that if you wanted to see information on the Moango gardening maintenance individuals, you could go online, pick from the people that you see. Grant can decide, well, I like this young man, he has a fantastic face, and I really want to work with him instead of anybody else. And you can book his services on the app directly. And then, of course, you'll be able to pay there too.
This app is being created locally? Or you're looking to integrate different apps for different places?
We are looking at an international app at the moment that we've been using.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Ford, for your pitching. Very good presentation, and thank you, judges. Judges, you have 2 minutes to just make your notes. 2 minutes to make your notes, and we'll ask Ms. Crystal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, who is the next person we have? The next pitcher, we'll ask you to just get ready while the judges make their notes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Nicole. Can you stop sharing and so that the next presentation? So up next we have can I check? Up next we have Freelance for All. You can start sharing your screen.
All right, just moving this out of the way. No. So there you go.
When you're ready, as you begin to speak, then your presentation we will start the time. You have 3 minutes to pitch.
Crystal, did the judges complete their 2 minutes?
Right now, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
It has been at least a minute and a half. So 2 minutes is complete.
Great, thank you.
Again?
Mr. Daniel D'Souza from Freelance for All. You have the floor.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Daniel D'Souza. I'm the founder and CEO of Freelance for All, the Caribbean's newest freelance marketplace. What's important to most or all Caribbean people, man and woman, is to make sure that our families are taken care of, to make sure that income continues to come in, to feed our families, to pay the rent, and so on. Unfortunately, in 2020 and 2021, because of the natural disasters and pandemics we're going through, the economy has slowed down, and we find out that our jobs can be taken away from us. According to the International Labor Organization, 26 million jobs have been lost in Latin America and the Caribbean due to the pandemic. According to Worldometer, we have 44 million people populating the Caribbean, and if 26 million of those 44 is currently unemployed, according to the International Labor Organization, we have a serious problem. That's more than half of the population. This is validation enough for me to bring a solution to solve this crisis. The solution, guys, is to bring a freelance marketplace that empowers people to use their skills to make an income from home. Not only an income from a job, but income by generating cash from using their own skills at home. We want to also empower people by learning a digital skill, teaching entrepreneurship, and learning from industry experts. We want to also jumpstart the economy, because as soon as people start to make more money, they spend it in the economy, and that can jumpstart the economy and make it even better faster. So the product is, guys, that started the Caribbean's newest freelance marketplace, a freelance platform that changes the way Caribbean people can work and make an income from home while being safe from COVID-19. From the platform, we can connect buyer to seller, discuss gigs by messaging, upload and download files, give star ratings, suggestions, comments, and even up to the payment process. Our market size, the global freelance marketplace worldwide in 2025 will be estimated 6.7 billion. Our market share, freelance for all in the Caribbean of the same year, will be up 30 million. Our business, how we make money is we make a commission on each transaction according to the current level of the freelancer on the platform. So you can start off as a new seller and your commission paid to the platform will be 18%, but you can work very hard and complete jobs and get higher ratings, and you can actually pay 5% per job as a top seller. Our competition, which is Fiverr and Freelancer Upwork, I've designed the platform to be very affordable to the Caribbean people and to the Caribbean freelancers. We have a very low commission rate when you compare it to the rest, and we're solving the unemployment issue and the time zone issue when doing business in the Caribbean internationally. We want to thank you very much for listening to me. I open myself to your questions.
Thank you. I will go. You can breathe. Let's start with the judges. Miss Donna, I turn the questions over to you.
Okay, 3 minutes. Wow. I want to first ask you, the first thing that popped in my head was your payment solution in the Caribbean. I know that is not easy and it is not available to everybody. So I want to know upfront, how are you going to tackle getting payment? I understand Fiverr, and I understand.
I think you're mute, Donna. Did you go on mute?
I think she accidentally muted herself in the last 3 seconds, but I'm gonna read a lip. So yeah, how am I gonna get paid? So the platform actually can accommodate more than one payment platform. Right now we're using PayPal, and PayPal is used in the Caribbean, and I have been able to attach my local CIBC bank card to my PayPal, so I can then transfer funds from my PayPal account to my local bank account and then access my funds from there. But I know in the Caribbean, which I need help with as I grow and get mentorship from this organization, and furthermore, is to also include other regional solutions, payment solutions. I know there are ones out there. There's one called Penny Pinch from St. Lucia, I believe. I know the entrepreneur, but currently right now his platform can only service St. Lucia. But there are other services. There's other entrepreneurs out there that are building payment platforms that I can integrate into the platform. Hopefully very soon.
Thank you. I go to my next judge, Mr. Byron Lee.
Hi, D'Souza.
Hi,
My very nice presentation. A lot said in a couple minutes. I commend you on it. But my question would be basically, how would you guarantee that you're ensuring the market space quality people?
Say that again. I didn't understand the question.
How will you guarantee the market space you seek to offer these services online quality people?
Well, so all freelance marketplaces like Fiverr and so on, they have a rating system and a messaging system and I can't remember the other one. But how the platforms work is that if you sign up and you're not good at a particular service, your customer can send a comment or recommendation that this person doesn't do a good job. If you get too much of a bad review, obviously any new customers that come on that are looking for your service will not hire you because you're having bad reviews all the time. So that reflects on your work. This will encourage a lot of people to learn a skill, make sure to learn it well, present themselves properly, and do a good job, because at the end, the market will find out who you are according to your work. If you don't like the work as a customer, you don't have to pay the person. You can just say that you're not happy with the service and leave your review for someone else that would not fall into the same bad service as you.
I have a follow-on question. How would you get yourself visibly put out there? What's your plan, your market plan?
Me as the platform, or the user, or the of the platform?
The platform, not the user of the platform.
Right. Okay. Currently, I am using Facebook to market myself throughout the Caribbean, but I am really depending on CARICOM and Caribbean government agencies to see if we can work together to attract businesses to outsource, either regionally or internationally, outsource their work to the freelancers of the platform. This way, we get a lot of work coming to the platform to the people who really need them, which are the freelancers, and companies who have a lot of backlog of work but cannot hire people because of the restrictions of COVID. They can still get the jobs done by outsourcing this work to freelancers. There is another benefit to it. Freelancer work always usually is more affordable than hiring staff, because you pay staff weekly a certain amount. But for a freelancer, you can get a quote on a particular job, and the freelancer does it, you pay that quote, and you get the job done.
Thank you. So we will turn over to our next judge, Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce. But before I do so, I'd like to make a quick reminder that we would like to keep the questions and answers to one question per judge, and as well as having the answers be as concise as possible to allow for all the pitching this evening. Thank you. Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce.
Hi, Daniel. Great presentation.
Thank
Quick question. Since everyone is online, exactly what is the differentiating factor with Caribbean Freelance Marketplace, as opposed to, say, let's say I can put my services on Facebook Marketplace? You know, what is what differentiates you from
Facebook? Well,
any
Facebook.
other thing? You know, everybody's online.
Right. But you need a more professional way to conduct businesses when it comes to creating digital content for download. Now, using Facebook and so on, you can only put up stuff for sale. But what if you're a graphic artist and you need work done? If you need a logo done and you need a graphic artist to do it. On Freelance for All, you can find a graphic artist, you can hire them and go through all the back and forth, what changes of the artwork that needs to be done, the purpose of your business, the purpose, the logo look that you have in mind. You have that discussion between yourself and the service provider, the freelancer, to make sure that job is done properly. On Facebook, you cannot do that and then guarantee that what you're paying for is what you like, and you cannot really guarantee that as a person designing that logo, I can't guarantee that you're going to pay me when I send you that logo. The Freelance for All platform makes sure that your work is paid for before the download link is sent to the customer. So there are lots of different features, protection features that is on the platform that makes business secure throughout the Caribbean.
Okay, thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Daniel, you can stop sharing your screen, and we will take a short we will take a short break for the judges to tally their scores and rate the pitch, and then we will start preparing for 3 Ears to do his presentation. I asked 3 Ears to start sharing your screen and start getting ready, and I will let you know when to begin. Judges, can you give us a thumbs up when you are ready for the next presentation? Great. So next we have Mr. Cole Spades of 3 Ears presenting his business for a chance to win the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2021. Mr. Cole, you have the floor. As soon as you begin speaking, your time begins. You are on mute.
Oh, sorry. Hi, my name is Cole Spader, and I am co-founder of 3 Ears Studios. And it's an honor to be here, so I want to thank you for that. Thank you for this opportunity. 3 Ears Studios is about empowering as many people as we possibly can through our innovations in digital media. And so we've created our first innovation, which is called Focus Pocket Prizes. Now, Focus is next gen on 2 fronts: next generation advertising and next generation gaming. And what does that mean? Well, the current generation of advertising is one where people are being forced to watch ads they don't want to see. And everyone these days hates ads for the same reason. They interrupt our entertainment, right? You're trying to watch a video you like on YouTube, here comes an ad. You're on social media, here comes an ad. Radio station, ad, TV show, ad, and they diminish our experience by forcing themselves on us. And it's bad for the industry as a whole, because anytime you force anything on us, it's a negative experience. So, brands are actually spending over $1/3 of $1 trillion annually on ads that do that very same thing, which is forcing themselves on us and creating negative experiences. So we disapprove of the model, and we decided we'll change the game, literally. So we found a way to lower those advertising costs by at least 10x while increasing ad effectiveness. And the reason why is simple. We have the ads that people enjoy seeing. And you heard correctly, I said people enjoy seeing our ads, because we've created a universal ad gamification platform, meaning that brands from all over the world and in any industry can use our platform to gamify their ad campaigns. And then people use our app to play games that are ads. So we ran a test in May of this year, and we had roughly 100 people, and we found that the average ad engagement time per user was 10 minutes. That's 600 seconds. That's 20 times longer than the coveted 30-second ad slot. So as a brand, where would you rather spend your resources? On an expensive 30-second ad slot is going to be forced on people, or on a non-expensive platform where people will willingly engage with your brand for 20 times longer? Well, that's all I'm going to say about next generation advertising. Why this is next generation gaming is because gaming is typically non-productive, right? It's just for fun. Whatever you earn inside a game typically stays within inside that game. But on our platform, it's different. By using your skill of focus to defeat precision-based challenges, you can actually earn a brand new laptop you can use for school or work, or maybe you need groceries for the home. But whatever you can think of, it'll be available on our platform, because we'll partner with brands to make it happen. We are fusing gaming and marketing to create a new experience, the focus experience. Thank you.
Thank you. You almost cut it close there. I was just about to stop you. Great. So let's start with our judge, Sherry Ann Boyce. Ms. Boyce, you can ask the first question.
It is so interesting you're asking me to ask the first question when I know nothing about gaming or anything. But nonetheless, what popped out at me was the interesting thing about using your game app to focus on certain techniques. Have you thought of using this particular model towards education in terms of, let's say math, for example, on different skill sets, different skill levels? How can you expand this more to,
Well, we're pretty much an advertising platform. We do have several segues into different forms of media. We haven't exactly explored education. However, we do have segues into retail shopping, as well as social media and esports. Those are the ones we've explored so far, but definitely education can be used for it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to our next judge, Mr. Byron Lee Chandler.
Hi, Cole. Nice presentation. My question is, keep it to one. Your focus is on the gaming population, and it says here that that's Gen Z, which is about 86%. How do you also reach out to the generation Y? How do you reach out to that older demographics?
Well, we're not locked into a Gen Z situation. We've actually tested this app with people with who've been 50 years old, 60 years old, as young as with young kids as well, from as young as 11 years old, teenagers. You know, I said this is next generation media. So this is going to be the next wave of gaming, which is, you know, providing actual real life value. You know, games are typically, you know, within games, your value is pretty much within the game. But on our platform, you can actually earn real stuff from gaming. So that's why it's the next wave. And then in terms of advertising, it's the next wave of advertising because now we have a way to have people engage with ads willingly because, you know, it's a game. And the way how this works is that a brand, say for instance, Nike, right, can, let's say they had Nike shoes that they wanted to advertise. They can put those shoes up and then users will play to win those shoes. And you can have thousands or maybe millions of users trying to win the same pair of shoes. You're going to get those impressions free. You're going to get clicks on your websites free. And you're also going to get user demographics. How old were they? How old were these people who were engaging with your ad? You know, are they male or female? Where are they from? You're going to be able to learn all of this stuff at a very cheap rate. If that makes sense.
Thanks for your explanation. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we have Miss Donna. You are the next judge to ask your question. Sorry, Donna, we're not hearing you at the moment. Is your mic on mute?
She typed the question.
Still can't hear you.
Can you suggest that she type?
We're getting a bad feedback there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't hear you, but if you can type your question very quickly, I can read it out. Okay. While Ms. Donna is, so the question from our judge, Donna Russell, she asked, can you let us know how much money you can make with this opportunity and what is your profit percentage?
Okay, well, we're pretty much a startup right now, so most of that stuff is speculative. We haven't actually started earning revenue yet. We do believe, though, that this platform can, you know, change the game of advertising and actually earn tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions of dollars because it has a worldwide utility. The advertising industry is nearly $1 trillion. So it's pretty saturated, but the customers of advertising are pretty much, you know, unsatisfied with their experiences with advertising. Their return on investment is unknown, right? When you market your stuff on Facebook and so on, you have no way of telling what that advertising has done. You just know how many people you've reached. So you're spending on, you know, views, how many views your ad had. But on our platform, it doesn't matter. You can have 1 million views and that's all free. You can have a million website clicks, that's all free. You exchange your inventory for marketing. So the cost of inventory is actually the cost of marketing is actually your inventory. So we do believe that we can earn billions of dollars with this product. And our revenue model is based on, you know, in-app purchases. So what happens is the marketers pay our users for engaging with their ads, and then the users pay us for providing the service. That's one revenue stream. We have 5 other revenue streams on top of that.
Thank you.
These questions.
Yes. Yes, and thank you for answering the question. I believe the judge would have seen your answer. And so we will move on to our next participant as the judges tally their scores for 3 ears. Next up, we have Liquid Desires. Liquid Desires, you can now share your screen and start to prepare for your pitch.
Are you back with us, Donna?
Hi. Hi, Dr. Brandon, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm asking Donna if she's back with us. She wasn't, we weren't hearing her before, right? Can you unmute Donna and let us know if you're okay now? Okay, good.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Hi, Dr. Brandon. Perfect.
I know you were concentrating, but we just want to make sure going forward you're good.
So now that we have all our judges good to go, can I get a thumbs up from the judges if you are ready for the next pitch? Yes, great. So the next presenter, as I said, is Liquid Desires. Liquid Desires, you can begin to share your screen. We may have lost Liquid Desires, so I will move on to Right PR Services. Are you in the room and are you ready to present? You can begin to share your screen.
You didn't have. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay.
As with the other presentations, you have 3 minutes to pitch, and the minute you start talking, your time begins.
Good evening. Right PR Services is a public relations and social media marketing company that was founded in 2020 because we saw how desperate some small and medium-sized businesses were, especially after COVID-19. They wanted their businesses to be highlighted in local press, but they had no budget. And that is where Right PR Services came in. What we noticed is that the problem was that small and medium-sized businesses were not being adequately featured in local media because they were seen as not having that clickbait value. So what we sought to do with Right PR Services is to give them affordable public relations services and press releases to all members of the traditional print media as well as the online media. And how we sought to do that is to leverage the skills I would have learned as a former journalist as two of the major media houses in Barbados, as well as an international media house, the awards I would have won, and be able to offer that to my clients as a way to help them to reach a wider demographic. What we also do is to offer integrated service. So it's not only public relations, you also have your photography done, your videography done, your audiovisual services, and we also offer business consultancy as well, that you can not only thrive by having the wider public know about your business, but we also offer you the skill sets and the plans from YES and the Trust Loan Fund, etc., that you can really go forward and thrive. And how has this helped our clients? Our most recent client, Gabrielle Gay, is an OECS ambassador. And within 4 hours of her article being sent to the press, she was contacted by local media station, Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, to be featured. Since then, her story has gone viral with an international media house taking up her story. So it's not only about public relations. We also offer social media marketing, business consultancy, and photography and videography by our highly trained staff who all come in with bachelor's degrees in their respective fields. So that is a bit of a nutshell about Right PR Services. And from listening to all of my competitors, we realized that you too need to have your business promoted right the first time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your presentation. I will welcome our judge, Mr. Byron Lee, to start us off with the judge's questions.
All right. Hi. I didn't catch your name.
LaShawna Griffith.
LaShawna. Hi, LaShawna. My question to you would be, how would you maintain quality for all of your clients in terms of human resources management, given the market space in terms of the amount of small and medium-sized businesses out there? Within that, how do you manage not being inundated with many requests?
Okay, so what we do at present is that we tell every person who wants us to do a press release for them to book the date and time that they would like to have their press release featured. Once we have that, we will contact the local media houses to see if they would have a space available in that particular day.
Great.
All right. There's one part you didn't answer, which is
okay, sorry.
How do you maintain the quality in terms of the persons you hire to do the work?
Okay. How we maintain the quality is that all of the persons on our team are highly skilled and highly trained. So on our team, our technical director has a bachelor's degree in arts and entertainment management. Myself, who would do the majority of the writing for the press releases and the PR campaign, have won awards as a journalist and also have the qualifications in which to ensure that all of the clients, that their brand is maintained to the high journalistic standards.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have the judge, Sherry Ann Boyce. We turn over to your question.
Hey, good evening. Right, PR Services.
Yes,
following on from Byron Lee's question, help me to understand how you function. I contact you saying, okay, my service is, I do trucking. You prepare an article for me about my business.
Yes, please.
And then you contact the media houses and you have it published.
Yes, please.
Okay. So it's not that you're correcting my writing, you're correcting my post. You're not managing my social network.
Okay. So if I can clarify how it works, someone will contact us at Right PR Services and they will request a press release. What has happened is that when you request a press release, we would have an interview with you where we would find out a bit more about your business, what it is that you offer. After that, we will write the press release and submit it to all local media houses to be featured. And more often than not, because of the accolades that I would have gotten as a journalist, that press release is featured. We found when the small businesses who would have recently opened go to the press themselves, they're not taken seriously or they're not given a date that is conducive to what they wanted to bring out at the point in time.
Okay, so I see that you said social media marketing. So you manage social media too as well?
Yes, please.
Your offering.
Yes, please. That's also a service that we offer as well, where we can, after the story is published, we can put it on our platforms, which is LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and we can boost that so that they get even wider reach on top of being featured on Morning Barbados, having the Barbados Today newspaper newspaper publishing their article, the Barbados Advocate and the Nation and Loop News, they also have that additional boost so that more persons and a wider demographic will see them as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Next, our last judge is Miss Donna Russell. Donna?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, we are hearing you clearly.
Great. Okay. I like the presentation and your marketing approach. But how are you going to balance your profitability with the price point that will be affordable for your target market, which is small businesses?
Okay. All right. For this question, we're going to let our technical director come in at this moment.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akim Chana Prescott. To answer one of the previous questions, when how we assess the businesses, that when we have a meeting with them, we would see the following, we would see their engagement, and we would see what the clients are. If we see they're operating at a certain standard and we feel that, okay, these are worthy to be in the press, we would then send out the press release and then also pitch other packages. To answer your question, how it's set up, I do the photography, the videography, and the audio production. And I've been doing it for a while. So it doesn't really take a lot for me to do it. So we just offer that integrated service along with the press release. So when you book it, you basically get 4 things at once. So what we aim to do is have more quantity, because I could easily do 10 photo shoots and we edit them pretty quickly. So the quantity of clients will ensure our profitability. And the thing about Barbados is that right now we're in a pandemic. We have hurricanes, people getting unemployed, people are being fired. We have a lot of people starting businesses. They're trying to be self-sustaining. So once they start seeing the results from the press release and they get more clientele, they then book more services, and we're able to upsell more and more, and thus generate more and more profit. But that's what's been happening so far, and we hope it continues that way.
Great, and thank you for your presentations. Right PR Services, you did fantastic. We will now be taking a short break. We will not do a 15-minute break. We will do more of a 5-minute break as we transition so that the judges can take a breath. We've already completed 6. We've completed 5 pitches so far. So we started out with Olga's Assisted Living, Freelance for All, and as well as 3 Ears, Liquid Dreams, and Right PR Services. So right now we'll be taking a break to give us a chance to have an intermission, stretch your legs. After the break, Mr. Soulfire Wellness Center will be up. So Mr. Soulfire, please get ready. After the break, we will turn it over to you.
Got enough.
Of your dry, dead soil? Had enough of your dry, dead soil? Then you need nature's finest. Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine Organic Fertilizer. Harnessing energy from the sun. Bring minerals from the earth. To bring a bold new life to the plants you desire. Delivered in a clean, nutrient-rich package, you gain so much more than just what you harvest. Whether professional farmer or home gardener, give your plants that sunshine smile Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine. Coming soon to a store near you.
You really can't help dancing to the diamond.
And we are back. So Soul Fire Wellness Center, I invite you to start sharing your screen.
Are all the judges here with us? Welcome back, everybody. Judges, are you here?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Are we missing somebody? Mrs. Boyce, are you around?
Present and accounted for.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
So with us after the break, we have Miss Kimberly King from Soul Fire Wellness Center. Kimberly, as soon as you begin, your 3 minutes will start.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Kimberly King, and I am the founder of Soul Fire Wellness Center. I am a truly passionate healthcare provider, and my soul fire is lit by helping persons live happier, healthier lives. In light of that, I have created Soul Fire Wellness Center, which is focusing on creating solutions for the chronic non-communicable disease issue in Barbados. My passion stems not only from being a healthcare professional, but also from being a friend, a daughter, a sister, and I am live and direct in this issue with chronic non-communicable diseases, which is affecting thousands of Barbadians in our nation. I'll share a story with you, which was pivotal in making my decision to become a healthcare professional and specifically hit home on this particular issue. My grandfather was a diabetic, and one day when I was a teenager, he left home and he didn't come back. We actually found him some days later in Graham Hall Swamp. He usually used to go to Graham Hall Swamp quite often, but it is thought that he slipped into a diabetic coma and was able to rouse himself to be able to make it back home. This is a definite issue that needs to be addressed in Barbados, because I'm sure everybody will put up their hands to know that they know somebody with diabetes, cancer, or high blood pressure. So let me just tell you a little bit more about my business model. So I am not focusing so much on the GP aspect of my expertise, but I want to create a business which gives more diversifies the options out there for people to really combat these issues. So we're going to offer corporate workshops. We're going to supply wellness programs. Within the wellness programs and the workshops are multiple streams of income, which will secure my sustainability. And this revenue is going to drive my public outreach programs and the social support services that I wish to provide. The marketing strategy, because all businesses require marketing, would be heavily surrounding my website and publications there, social media, the public outreach programs, referrals, as well as utilizing technology platforms within the programs that I have created to drive the market. As well as, obviously, when you enter the center, we are big on integrity, and we are going to build a support system and offer you real results. My target market really is the middle-aged individual and corporate entities, but my outreach program will be focusing on youth so that we can prepare the younger generation to really avoid the issues that we are suffering from right now at this moment. So what do I need moving forward? I want to secure some working capital. My business is actually operating in a limited fashion right now. I want to secure some laboratory equipment, purchase some inventory so I can properly implement my wellness programs and push that revenue into driving my public outreach programs. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. So let's take it straight to our judges. Judges, Miss Donna, can you kick us off with the first question?
Thank you for thinking of our wellness. And I can tell you I am a diabetic, so I know I cannot afford the care that I would optimally like. And so I would like to know, how different are you from centers like the diabetic center in Warrens that can be very expensive? And I know the equipment itself is expensive. So how do you plan to tackle that so that you can reach not just the wealthy, but everybody?
I have created a number of programs that have different tiers, and each program integrates laboratory testing as well as meal plans and nutraceutical supplements. How it's going to be affordable is that what I have found is that the real crux of getting changes with your chronic non-communicable diseases is your lifestyle. So the program is going to really teach you about different aspects of your lifestyle that you need to change to bring a better resolution to your problem. So for instance, my first package, which would be basic package, would be about $800, and that would set you straight as to understanding where you are, what you need to do moving forward without me. So after you pay me the $800, get your testing, get your analysis, and my recommendations, then I would usher you into a support program. This support program, which I think is pretty key in helping people to maintain those lifestyle changes. It's going to be about $600. That runs you about $50 a month. And so for $50 a month, once a year, you can come and see me, get tests done. I will give you a consultation. We would revamp any plans. We will work out any issues that you might be having, as well as that would also include at least 4 times a year, I'm going to call you and check in and see what's going on, because that ongoing support is really what people need. Because the truth is, I can tell you as a woman, most people know what they should be doing. They just need that person to be on them, supporting them, and giving them an encouragement to really sustain the lifestyle changes that really make the difference in chronic non-communicable diseases.
Thank you. Our next judge, Mr. Byron Lee.
Hi, Dr. King. How are you?
Hi, fantastic.
Okay. One simple question.
Yes.
I know you say you're focusing on the how to wellness, well-being of self.
Yes.
Is it more what would be your advocacy to prevent it? Is there something in your program that would be dedicated to advocacy against becoming ill in the first place?
Oh, definitely.
As opposed to, after the fact that you become ill.
Yes, so like I would have said, I have different actual tiers of programs which I have created. So in the first tier, I name it the screening program. So during my outreach and my public outreach, and I'm going to actually start a campaign in a couple of weeks, I'm going to encourage people to get screened. Screening is going to be very critical in identifying those first indicators that you're starting to have an issue that you should start to address. For instance, your cholesterol is starting to creep up. Your pressure is a little bit higher than it needs to be, coupled with something called your HbA1c, which is a measure of how good your blood sugar control is over about 3 months. So pushing screening is going to be big in trying to get people engaged in starting to do something about issues. Also, my model, my revenue, my real dream is to have a robust program with the youth. Young people need to know how detrimental, for instance, eating hot dogs and drinking sweet drinks every day is, not getting exercise. And and moving us into a thinking or maybe a culture that encourages healthcare. Once we are targeting to youth and we are targeting corporate organizations and we're targeting individuals, I am thinking that those three subsets of the community will come together to make a change in our community thinking about what is required to have good health. And so by driving this mindset, we can start to see people preventing these issues because it's more in the space. We need more understanding of what is really needed to prevent these issues and even reverse them. For instance, diabetes is reversible at some stages. The things that you need to do, once I am educating people more and I get funding, we will be able to help people to start preventing these things because it really is a big issue in our nation.
Thank you, Dr. King.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next judge, Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce.
Hey, good evening, Dr. King. Good to see you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
You have actually pretty much answered the question I wanted to ask, because I was going to ask you with regards to our view of doctors. We only come to you when we're ill, but you've answered that question in terms of the outreach programs that you will be having and the one that you plan to do. But I'm also wondering about your support mechanisms, because what you're saying is a lot. And, you know, our health lifestyle has been one of culture pretty much too as well. So how are you going to reinforce the mechanisms that you are going to implement, that I come to you when I'm healthy so that I don't get ill?
So this is the uphill battle, Sherry Ann, to get people to think differently about their doctors and what their doctors do. So I think I am on the front line of an emerging market because there is really a greater push internationally, very, very now budding in terms of something described as lifestyle medicine. So doctors are engaging in something called lifestyle medicine, which is implementing our changes in 6 areas: your sleep patterns, your nutrition, your activity levels, your social relationships, your stress management, and of course, your relationship with risky substances, which would be alcohol and smoking. So this market in the medical sphere, that is the evidence-based medicine, GPs, cardiologists are now recognizing that we as a collective have to get together and get people on board with changing their lifestyle. It is a battle. I am at the front lines of the fight, and I have colleagues in the international market who are also fighting. So it's emerging. It is going to be a cultural thing. And so that's going to take time. But I am here for the long haul. So yes, it's going to be a battle, but I intend to fight strong. And we do need to change our cultural relationship with foods, activity, alcohol, and all of these things to really stem the tide of this chronic non-communicable disease problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly Key, and our judges. Such a great presentation. Wellness is such an important factor, as we all know, even in this post-pandemic era, and for some of us, even within the pandemic era. So next up, we have our next finalists who will be presenting their business. We invite you to start sharing your screen. Own Way Apparel. Own Way Apparel, are you with us?
That's me. One moment.
Welcome. The Own Way Apparel will have 3 minutes to present her business, and as soon as she begins her presentation, her time will begin. We'll also give some time as the judges do their deliberations and score our previous finalists, Soulfire Wellness Center. Judges, before I transition, I will await your thumbs up to let me know that you are good to go to see our next presentation, Miss Adora Hoyt from Own Way Apparel. I have 1 thumbs up. Miss Boyce and Miss Donna, are you also ready to go?
I'm good to
Yes?
go. I'm good to go.
Good to go. All right. We're so excited to see our next presentation. So Adora, you have the floor. As soon as you begin, your 3 minutes will start.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Dora, and my business is called Own Way Apparel, where we're stubborn, hard-headed, and vision. Okay. At Own Way Apparel, we seek to preserve cultural identity through the use of clothing. And the problem that we've noticed is that there's very little representation of our own culture in the fashion industry. And local businesses are overshadowed by large companies, making it harder for us to actually get our businesses out there and gain popularity. So Onwe seeks to solve that problem by offering something that these large businesses cannot offer, and that is giving the locals a sense of pride in who they are and where they come from. And we do that through our designs. Some products we offer are bags, t-shirts, hoodies, slides, and much more. And how we make our money is that we also offer customization at an extra fee, and we also deliver as well. Our target audience is not only the locals, but tourists as well, because we feel like the tourists will want something really nice to take back home, carry back a piece of Barbados home with them, besides the regular I Heart Barbados. And we have various competitions, but compared to them, Own Way Apparel has an advantage as we are very scalable and we are not as expensive as the other brands out there. In terms of how we plan to grow, we will grow through collaborating with other local businesses. We will do pop-up shops and host competitions with big customers, social media advertising. And in terms of product development, we plan to launch either a website or an app so that customers can come to do their shopping. The team is just me, but in time we plan to get some more people. And for those of you who are interested, Own Way Apparel will be glad to take any amount of money you all plan to give, hopefully $1,700,000, and we plan to use that money to purchase equipment and stock, as well as team up with other small businesses to create new and exciting products. That's the end. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Adora. Such a great presentation. So I will invite our judge, Donna Russell, to start us off with the first question.
I was going to ask you to let me go first. That's great. Adora,
yes, please.
In this pandemic time, I hope your business is not dependent on somebody like me, because I have not bought anything for the year. So what I want to know also is, what is your expertise? Are you the graphic designer? Do you sew? Are you the designer? You just tell me what it is you do.
I am the graphic designer. I created all the designs here. I do all the marketing. I do all the advertising. I'm basically a one-man team. So I have to try to teach myself everything, until I have enough income so I could bring on more people to take on the jobs for me. So I do everything.
Good job.
Everything.
Good job.
The next judge is Mr. Byron Lee.
Yeah, Dora, nice presentation. I like the images, I like the concept, and the fact that you're being unique in your approach. I like the product, it helps define Barbados, but I have one simple question. How do you seek to keep down your overhead costs when it comes to multiple designs and templates?
Well, I mean, it doesn't cost me anything besides my time to create multiple designs. I mean, and also I print, but I print by demand, so not to have any inventory stocking up or anything like that. Is because there's so many different designs, and then people come in many different sizes as well. So it will be very difficult for me to keep, inventory stocked up like that. So I have to do everything as people order. So that helps me keep down the price. I hope I answered your question.
You have, but moderator, there's one more question we'd love to ask as
No problem.
So your supply chain now. How do you manage that, keeping your costs down that way in times like COVID and other times, whatever times that would be? How would you manage your supply chain, your inventory coming in, your inbound inventory?
I actually don't do anything unless someone orders. Honestly, if someone orders a shirt, then I would get the shirts organized. If someone orders a business suits, some products I can get them outsourced, as in like drop shipping. I would get a company overseas to print the items for me and then send it back. So that takes a load off of my shoulders, and okay.
So that is that via courier, air courier, or shipment? Because the transportation industry has been somewhat disturbed. How I'm trying my best to figure it out. Just to order a simple thing takes time, and then the cost racks up because it's open bid now to get containers of supplies in. How would you navigate through those circumstances?
Well, I think you might be a little bit confused because I don't actually like certain things I can get done here, like the shirts, but like let me say like this same business suit here, if someone orders it, then I could get it done, and then just that one business suit would come in. It would take like probably just a couple of weeks, and I will let the customer know ahead of time. Well, it's going to take a couple of weeks if you want this business suit.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Lee, Mr. Byron Lee, 2 questions turned to 3 to 4. So just a stark reminder to keep your questions to 1 question and maybe 1 clarification. Our next judge, Sherry Ann, you have the floor.
I adore a great presentation. Not necessarily a question, but I love your branding. I love the vibrancy of your brand. It will cater to your target market really, really well, despite the fact we're not going anywhere because we all on lockdown. But have you thought of, in terms of expanding this stubborn, hard-headed, and Bajan brand to other products too as well? So it's not necessarily a question, but in terms of your future, how do you see this brand building and becoming something that is Barbados and represents Barbados on a global scale?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. As I said in the presentation, I believe my advantage compared to the other brands here is that it is scalable. I have so many designs and I could apply them to almost to whatever. I prefer not to just stick to just the regular t-shirts or the bags or whatever. The products I have other products in mind that I would love to do, but it's because of the whole COVID thing. And, I just want to take time to grow the business a little bit first. Because I can not only just stick to the whole casual look, I could also go, formal, I don't want to say formal, classy as well.
Okay.
To have the designs on blazers and bow ties and stuff like that. The possibilities are absolutely endless when it comes to designs and when it comes to fashion. Fashion is an industry that is always changing, it's always updating, and Onwe Apparel would seek to change as well and move forward with the times to stay in the do. Stay in the do. Yes, to stay relevant.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Ms. Adora. Judges, you have 1 minute to take some time and rate these finalists. As we do so, I invite Mr. Junior Howell from Irie Kid to start sharing your screen. So Mr. Howell from Irie Kid will have 3 minutes to present his business for our panel of judges. As he pitches his presentation, the minute he begins to pitch, his 3 minutes will begin. Judges, I just need a thumbs up to let us know that you are ready to go for the next presenter. The next. Yes.
Ready?
Judges are ready. Mr. Junior Howell, you have the floor to pitch your business. As soon as you begin, your time starts.
Okay. Well, my name is Junior Howell. I'm the founder and owner of Irie Kid Barbados. It's a business which has been up and running for a long time, but defeating all the challenges that we have in developing or putting our product out there to the rest of the world or the environment that we're in now with the COVID, I had devised a means of a cluster group, which is called integrity, because to promote our product is always an integral goal, yeah? And we can go at this not on our own, but as a cluster group of people. And dividing this is to start a means of sharing our machinery and lessening the problems that we have with startup businesses not achieving their success. So we can help each other along the way. If it is by means of mentorship or a shepherding program, which we can help each other along the way. And to get this all done by means of creating an app so that in one sense, we can help to know where your product is, if it's art, if it's food, if it's music, but all along with sharing and providing our culture as Barbadians on a global scale and to help alleviate some of the problems that we do have, yeah? And I think that's it for me. Can I hear you?
You're muted. You're muted.
Just noticed. Thank you. So I invite Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce to start us off with the judges' questions.
Hi, Junior. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Great. Irie Kid. Whilst you were speaking, I was looking at Irie Kid. Youthfulness is for all. You spoke about machinery in your presentation, then we spoke about an app. Exactly what is Irie Kid? Youthfulness is for all.
Well, Irie Kid helps to promote and sell the products of art and craft and the culture of Barbados on a whole, yeah?
Okay, so it's a collection of Bajan products that you are promoting?
Yes, please.
And people are using your machinery to make these products?
No, well, when I said using the machinery, it's like, it's a cluster group of craft persons who develop, like say for instance, someone wants a logo done. I can do a logo for them, but also if you do, say food and you want your labels done, I can use my printer to print for that other business. And if it is, I have, say a function and someone does food in the grouping, they would help provide their food to help make the event. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Our next judge, Mr. Byron Lee.
Hi, Mr. Junior Howell. I'm still not very clear on the business model. Can you elaborate for me, please?
Okay. Okay, there are several businesses in Barbados where it is that we have different products. Like say one guy does basketry, one guy, myself, does arts and craft, visual arts. Another guy does food products such as hot pepper sauce and those condiments, yeah? So we go around from place to place, exhibiting our crafts and so on. So in the means of, say for instance, I go to one event, I would help to promote the products of the other entrepreneurs and so on. They will do the same in benefit to my product as well. So we help each other to achieve one goal, which is marketing our products.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Our last but not least judge, Miss Donna Russell. You go right ahead.
Okay, Junior, I understand that you have several products, but what I want to grasp is what is the product of the grouping. So is the product then the app that you have?
Yes, it's the app.
So what does the app do?
Well, as we know that we're in the era now where everything is becoming more e-commerce wise and so on. So using the app is to help to promote and sell the products of the different entrepreneurs and helping to say promote their products and make it easier for persons to get in contact with them and also for them to be paid.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Irie Kidd, for your pitch. We are continuing forward as we share, as the judges begin to deliberate on the results for Irie Kidd. We ask the next presenter to come to the floor. We have Caribbean Business Network, Mr. Jason Blunt. You can begin to share your screen. Yes. Welcome. And we'll give our judges a few minutes to finish their rating from the last page. Yes, before you begin. And so we will check in with the judges in 1 minute to make sure that they are ready to see your presentation as you begin to cue it up. Judges, once you are finished with and ready to see the next pitch, please give me a thumbs up. Every finalist tonight will have 3 minutes to present their businesses. In the 3 minutes, they can share what makes their business unique and relevant to be selected as the Entrepreneurship World Cup national finalist for Barbados. We thank you all for taking this challenge and becoming national finalists. So judges, back to you. Are you ready for the next pitch? Give me a thumbs up. Great. So, Mr. Jason Blunt, you have the floor. The minute you begin speaking, your time will begin. Are
Hi, good
you
evening.
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. You can start.
All right, good evening. I would like to introduce to you an innovative idea that would drastically improve the ease of doing business in the Caribbean and take the region from an average ranking of 111 into the top 75 countries. This idea is the Caribbean Business Network. The CBN will help improve business profitability and competitiveness by providing business intelligence, crowdfunding, capacity building, and e-commerce services in a one-stop online solution. Tackling the ease of business problem in the Caribbean is a huge undertaking, I know. So we are looking to attack this problem one sector at a time. The agribusiness sector is ripe for innovation. And our food import bill is around $10 billion, and we only export about $2 billion worth of food. And the divergence between the imports and exports is unsustainable. A big part of this problem is attributable to the inefficient business support mechanisms and the inability to compete effectively on a global scale. We decided to target the agribusiness sector because of the increasing production value, along with the current increase in political will to tackle the food security issue of the region. With the pandemic driving more persons back to agriculture, this is definitely a need. There's definitely a need to facilitate greater access to credit and meaningful information if we were to see tangible benefits of the growing agribusiness sector. The standalone legacy structures in the business support environment are clearly not producing the desired benefits, and our businesses are suffering for it. And this is why we need an integrated approach. So phase one, we'll seek to integrate the data analytics solution and a crowdfunding service. The services can be used independently or they can be combined to fit the client's need. But how does it work? So the CBN will work with the client's data to make sure his analytics ready, after which the data is uploaded to the platform where the client will then receive meaningful information. This information can then be used to enhance a project that is being listed on the crowd lending service. After a project has been listed for funding, the potential backers will be able to view and evaluate the project. And once the stipulated funding period is over, well, the owner of the listed project will receive the funds provided by the backers. The phase one of the business model is simply combining the business models of the information as a service data analytics model and the debt-based crowdfunding model. Our solution is extremely price competitive to the end user and scalable to meet the needs of the customer without provisioning any unnecessary resources. Work on the project started in January, and we expect to have phase one launched by the end of the year. There's some ambitious targets that we're looking to meet, but I do think that I have the team right to get this done. And that is the end of my presentation. So I am now ready for your questions.
All right, Mr. Jason Blunt, ready to go with the judges' questions. So let's not keep him waiting. Mr. Byron Lee, let's have you kick us off with the first question.
All right. Hi, Jason. Nice presentation.
Hi.
Nice area you focused on. I like the slides. However, there is something that I didn't see. Market readiness and access. How do you ensure that these individuals and different service providers or people that have the products enter the foreign markets, like the UK market, the different markets and so forth? What is your plan?
How is my plan to get the persons in the agribusiness? I just want to make sure I'm clear on the question. Just to make
okay,
sure.
I'll make it clear. How do you ensure that these people are market ready and have the access?
With regards to market readiness, first and foremost, in order to be market ready, you need to make sure you have the necessary information for your business to move forward. And that's what we're focusing on, making sure that that the business can make good decisions based on data. My point here is just to facilitate it by making sure, one, you have access to funding to push your product or service forward, and two, you're able to make good decisions based on the data that is provided. As it relates directly to the question of how I am going to make that person's product, that is not necessarily in the purview of this project at this time. So we are just focusing on funding because that is the biggest pain point, especially in the agricultural sector, and making sure that decisions are data-driven.
I agree. I agree. Just everyone comes with the same concept, but the real problem is market readiness and standardization, meeting those standards internationally, that I'm not seeing, period. The concept, the framework is great, but I'm not seeing that.
Well, instead of rehashing and repeating, our focus is not really on market readiness for the client. I will have to say the client will have to make sure that he or she is market ready. We are just providing services that can facilitate that readiness at this time. So it is not within our purview to get the client market ready per se. It's just kind of like making sure that they are capable to get to the next step, whatever that next step would be in their business.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
Great. We will go on to our next judge, Ms. Sherry-Ann Boyce.
Hi, good evening, Jason. As Brian Lee was saying, ensuring that the clients are market ready is pretty critical with regards to accessing funding, because the direction that a lot of small islands are going, especially Barbados, is that we're going towards export readiness. And in order for an individual or for a company to be able to have access to funding, you want to make sure that you're market ready. Market readiness is critical to being able to access funding. I know that, and the level of the funding that you want your particular businesses that you're working with to be able to access. But my concern is, tell me about your background and what your team, who comprises your team.
All right, my background, I pursuing my master's degree in financial business economics. But my role in this is really the project manager of sorts. I am the oil that keeps all the parts moving. There are persons with particular expertise, and my job is to liaise with everyone to make sure that we are constantly moving forward on this project. So I have the slide up there with the team. Yes. So I said there are a number of individuals with particular expertise, and my job in this particular project is to take on the role of project manager.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Our final judge, Ms. Donna.
Okay, Jason. Before we get to market readiness, I see you mentioned capacity building. What I want to know is what kind of agri-entrepreneur you're looking at. Are you looking at the ones who are using technology to guide this new agribusiness, or are you just looking for the normal farm out there, just planting, digging, sowing?
All right, so to answer the question, it would be all of the above, and all of the above because the business model actually allows for that. Because if you are not analytics ready, we can come in and help you get there. So we know that there are a number of farmers, and why we choose the agribusiness sector too is because it's one of the biggest data poor sectors. So you have a lot of businesses out there who are just operating maybe on some spreadsheets and some few notes in the drawer. So one of the things that we can do for that type of farmer is to make sure he or she is analytics ready. So we can come in, we can take that information, utilize some AI technology to pull that information that you may have in whatever source and make it into a data ready set of, so you have it data ready to go into the platform. So we could pull that data from a spreadsheet. If you got some spreadsheets, we can pull the data from, if you have some notes or whatever in your drawer, we can utilize the AI technology that we have at our disposal. So then we could create a database and help you become data ready if you are that type of farmer. If you are the farmer that is more technologically savvy, we can help you there as well. Because if you're more technologically savvy, we would then come with the assumption that you have already in place some information. It's like you have your data already in a form that would be conducive to the analytics platform. And even if you don't, again, we can provide that service for you. So we can run the gamut as far as the farmer, whether you have your information in a drawer in a book, or whether you have a complicated database, we can work with you.
Okay, thank you. You know, you're going to have to bring some of your customers kicking and screaming?
Yes, I do know that. There are some persons who like doing what they're doing. They've been comfortable doing it, and may not necessarily want to change. But the truth of the matter is, if you do not embrace change, you're going to be left behind. And I can see that because I'm very close to persons in the agricultural sector. They are seeing a lot of challenges. And one of it is because information is not available and is not shared and is not presented in a manner that can help move their business forward.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you know that.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Great presentation. So we
You're
are
welcome.
winding down. Judges, you have a few minutes a minute to do your scoring. I will have the next presenter from Queen Lairs. You are our next finalist to pitch an Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2021. I invite you to start sharing your screen. Ms. Sheann Frederick, you are next.
Yes, please. I'm getting my screen ready at the moment.
Great. 1 second, let me assist you. As Ms. Sherry-Ann is getting her presentation ready, we'll remind you that we are winding down the final few minutes of the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2021. And each finalist tonight had 3 minutes to present why their business was or has the potential to be the representative of the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados and represent their business and their country moving forward. At the end of all the presentations today, we will find out more about what is next for these finalists and what is next for the national winner. Judges, I would like to check in with you. Are you ready to see the next presenter? If so, give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Ms. Sheann, can we assist you in any way to get your presentation up? If you can unmute and let us know if you need a few more minutes.
Just need 2 minutes. It's actually taking long to load. So just give me 2 minutes, or even less.
Yes. Okay. So let us then move on to Private Caribbean Study Goals Institution. Are you with us? And if so, I invite you to start sharing your screen. Ms. Sheann, it looks like you're the one that has to take us into the next presentation. So I will give you a minute as your presentation loads. In the meantime, judges, I'll put you a little bit on the spot at the moment, but let's hear from one of our judges, Mr. Byron Lee, with the many questions. And luckily he did not have to pitch tonight, or he would have definitely gone over time. How are you feeling about the pitches tonight?
Nice one. I like all of the pitches. Some are very critical in our progress as a small island developing state. I'm quite intrigued by a couple of them. I wouldn't call them by name to, I'm not showing any favor.
Anything. Not yet.
Yeah, so, but one, at least 2 or 3 of them have piqued my curiosity. There's need for further development, but I can see.
There's potential.
Yeah, I can see it. So that's my comment.
Great. Great. Miss Sherry Ann Boyce, how are you feeling tonight? How is the presentations going for you?
It's awesome to see all these really great entrepreneurs, you know, come out and pitch. They all don't look nervous at all. They look confident, well prepared. I'm very proud of them. I am extremely proud of my fellow entrepreneurs. I know it is not easy. It's a very difficult thing being an entrepreneur. And I know that I can see that a lot of you are startups. You know, keep grinding, keep going at it. You know, when you do a pitch, it gives you strength and energy to go for another level every time as a young entrepreneur. So good luck, guys. Really, really good.
It looks like our finalist seems to have her presentation ready. So I will reserve Miss Donna Russell's feedback for the presentation for last after we see this presentation. So Sheann, are you ready to go?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. So Sheann, you have 3 minutes to present your, to pitch your business, and your time will begin as soon as you say your first word.
Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Sheena Frederick. I am the founder of Queen Layers. Our company's aim is to set up a breeder farm to supply fertilized eggs to hatcheries in Barbados. At a later stage in our development, we also intend to sell byproducts generated from the waste disposal of our business operations. So why have we chosen this market? Poultry production begins at hatcheries in Barbados, and although this is a feasible approach, research shows that this is not the ideal solution. In fact, there are many risks involved with air transporting hatching eggs, and once their price changes in the international market, it tends to distort our local market. So what's our solution? It is clear that hatcheries need a supporting leg, and we are confident that we can meet the market demand with our strategic plan to innovate, create, and dominate this section of the poultry industry. As it relates to our market size is quite huge. Hatcheries would have imported over $9 million in hatching eggs during the pandemic alone. Now, if this figure is spent in a slow period, if this amount is spent in a slow period, imagine what is spent under normal circumstances. Once we make our way into this market, we anticipate to make at least $1 million within our first year of operations. In the second year, around the same amount. This is due to the fact that we will be investing in our own feed mill. And in the third year, we anticipate to make approximately 4 million. And this is because our operating costs will be reduced significantly. This can also be achieved once we increase our flock size, incrementally over the 3 years in operation. As it relates to our business model, we will be using the direct marketing sales. Our revenue will mainly be generated from our hatching eggs and also our table eggs. And at a later stage, our byproducts. Marketing will be key in determining that we are made known in the market, as well as also scaling our profitability. As it relates to competition, there are no breeder farms in Barbados currently, but we do have international competition. Our competitive advantage is that we actually reduce the risk involved in air transporting hatching eggs, and we also offer fresh eggs daily. we also provide a cheaper and better alternative to hatcheries. And most importantly, we actually provide stability and security within our poultry market. Our team, currently, I am the founder of the company. Recently, that Covantris would have recently joined us as well. And we do intend to hire professionals in the near future. It relates to
you. Sorry, Sheena. Yes, I do need to stop you here. You are over time.
Okay.
I will welcome our first judge to kick us off with the questions. Miss Donna Russell.
You always know when to choose me first. Okay, so Sheena, you have not, I'm really a little disappointed that you have not answered the question, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Anyway, I think that you have a good eco-friendly and a good plan. And you know, most plans are successful based on solving a problem. So I only have one single question. Are you confident that you can solve this problem? Because you have lots and lots of chicken farms in Barbados to supply. Are you confident that you can solve this problem as you see it?
Well, I guess to answer your question, there are no breeder farms currently in Barbados.
Right.
And our main purpose is to supply fertilized eggs to the hatcheries, because that's where poultry production normally begins in Barbados. But once we enter the market and we are able to supply the fertilized eggs to the hatcheries, we would pretty much create a new market, because the hatcheries currently rely on breeder farms overseas to supply their fertilized eggs. So it's kind of a new development in Barbados that I'm trying to create here.
Understood. Part of my question is, do you have the confidence that the chicken farms in Barbados will be will come on board? That's my question.
Well, yes, because as it relates to my team, they will have Covantris, that is one of the leading poultry farms in the international market, and they will be on our side to assist us with the technical setup of our facilities and also provide hands-on training to our employees. And we will be getting more professionals in the near future to ensure that the operations are run up to a certain standard.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Byron Lee.
Hi, Sheena. Nice presentation, nice concept. It would certainly bring our import bill significantly down, because we are one of the highest users or consumers of chicken. My question is one in particular, which is personal to my heart. That is, what are you going to do with that waste that you spoke about earlier? You talk about different derivatives that you would make out of it.
Right. So it is our intention to create or generate byproducts from the waste disposal of our operations. We would be creating byproducts such as manure, fertilizers, and there are other byproducts, but we actually, I didn't get complete. So we do need resources to help us with the development of that aspect of the business. But so far we are certain that we want to sell manure and fertilizers from our waste disposal.
And for clarification, those are the two main, and there are others.
Yeah, there are others. We just need to develop this aspect of the business further.
Would that have anything to do with energy or anything like that?
Well, there is chance for us to create energy in that if we do have a lagoon, there is a device that will be placed in the lagoon that will actually collect the energy, and it will be offered for sale to persons who needs that energy in the industry, renewable energy industry.
Sounds quite interesting. Thank you.
Last but not least, Miss Sherry Ann Boyce.
Hi, good evening, Sheena. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. All right. I noticed your company was you had it incorporated in 2021, and I got a quick look at your projections. Sorry, yeah, 2021 was incorporated.
It's our intention to incorporate very soon, before December. Yes, yes. So we're looking to incorporate. We're looking to incorporate pretty soon.
All right. I was looking at your projections. You had like $1 million projected in the first year, and $2 million in the second year. That looks really great. What is the current size of your current plant? What's the size of your current plant? And have you put any thought into the mitigation of the risk that we are possibly exposed to with climate change, with the hurricanes, with the pandemic? Because if you're talking about the beginning stage of poultry, what things have you put in place? Is that a part of your plan? I know you didn't get to finish your plan, but have you thought about these things, insurance, all those kind of things?
Yes, insurance will be a part. Actually, that's included in our expenses, our yearly expenses. We will be thinking of insuring the facility itself and also our flock. In terms of where we position the actual facility, we have been making inquiries for land. We are looking into one in St. Thomas, which is in close to the center of the country. We are going to avoid the south and the north because this is where the hurricanes normally tend to pass. But we can't guard against everything. So that's why we will be definitely insuring our facilities and the flock as well.
So you haven't started as yet?
No, we're actually on the verge of beginning the project. Certain steps have been made. We've created our project design and layout plan that now needs to be approved by Town and Country Planning and stuff like that. So we're making way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so our judges will have 1 minute to tally up their scores for the finalist, Miss Ian Frederick from Queen Layers. Next, we have our final pitch for the night. So we have come down to the end of the 12, 15. Yes, thank you. We have come down to the end of our competition tonight. We have one last finalist who will be presenting her business. Looking for Latonia Arthur from Mobile Doctors. I invite you to start sharing your screen.
Good evening, can you hear me?
Yes. So as you start to prepare, we will first check in with the judges to make sure that they are ready to go before you begin. Judges, can I get a thumbs up when you are ready to proceed to the next finalist? Our finalist will have 3 minutes to present her business, Mobile Doctors, to our judges tonight. And as soon as she begins speaking, her time will begin. Judges, yes, we have a thumbs up. So LaTonya, you are clear to start.
Awesome. The man on the left was a strong, dependable provider. He was reduced to the man on the right just before his death by cancer. This man was my father. Over 3,000 people, or 1% of Barbados' population, currently suffer with cancer, most of whom are in some type of pain. There are chronic pain syndromes that also affect a significant number of persons, with 1 in 10 women suffering from endometriosis and approximately 600 persons suffering from sickle cell disease. Mobile Doctors is here to help. We were registered in June 2015, but only became operational in 2018 as a concierge medicine service, and we pivoted in 2020 after recognizing the need in this niche market. The team consists of myself, who's pursuing a doctorate in emergency medicine, but also has experience in treating chronic pain syndromes such as sickle cell, as well as treating cancers. I'm a serial entrepreneur, as well as Dr. Ayana Whittington, who is also pursuing a doctorate in emergency medicine, but also holds a master's in public health. And Dr. Harley Mosley, who has over 20 years experience as a pain specialist and is one of 2 doctors in Barbados who can prescribe medicinal marijuana. Because we want to provide a holistic approach, we engage the services of life intervention support services for mental health issues, Watchful Care Nursing Agency, who can provide 24-hour nursing care, Neighborhood Care Pharmacy, who ensures that your medications come straight to your door, and Dr. Stacy Boyce, a registered physiotherapist who assists us with persons with mobility issues. Our target market is those terminally ill persons needing palliative care, those who need assistance with a good death, and persons with chronic pain syndromes. Our competitors include services such as Urgent Care Mobile, who's our main competitor, but may have expensive services, other urgent care facilities who may not be open 24 hours a day, and the polyclinics and Queen Elizabeth Hospital, who are open 24 hours a day, but may have problems with overcrowding and wait times. At present, we gross $800 a month with a projected income of $9,600 per year, with a potential of over $500,000 if we see 4 patients a day at $400 a visit. There is scope for the MD model to effectively and comprehensively cover a wider population, and we are confident that it will be replicated regionally and internationally. We currently need digital marketing specialists for increased social media presence, a strategic advisor to broaden the team regionally, and as with any undertaking such as this, a constant supply of Jesus. Mobile Doctors, we are here to help.
Thank you. So let's start with our first judge, Donna Russell.
Okay, I'm still taking it in. It is fairly straightforward, but I need to know how you are going to market the business so that you either differentiate yourself or stand out in the market.
Okay, so what I've started doing, because I would have worked with the hematologist previously, I spent 2.5 years working in hematology. I would have already spoken to those persons so that to introduce the service for their private care, because a lot of them do not have the time to follow up their patients at home. I've also spoken to some gynecologists who will be seeing the persons with endometriosis. And we have an Instagram page that if I receive the help, can market it on that as well.
Great. Thank you. We go on to our next judge, Mr. Byron Lee. And I've just realized that I keep calling you Byron Lee. The
Dragonaires.
Brian, yes, your question.
So for clarification, the mobility of the enterprise is that's it. Patients come on board, or you go into the home of the patient. Just for clarification first, before I ask the question.
We go into the homes.
Okay. How would you then ensure that there is, how do you ensure safety and health and safety within that space?
Okay, so I'm an emergency medicine physician, and one of the first things that we do on any given situation is assess the scene. So if when we go, the scene does not seem safe, we're not going into the household.
So I guess for me, I need to clarify more. Like, would that mean that the person wouldn't get the care, or would it mean that you would then transport that person to the traditional medical care facility?
Okay, so it depends on what you mean with regards to safety. If it's a structural issue, then yes, the person will be transported. If it is, for example, a person wielding a cutlass, then no, I'm not going into the household.
No, I meant like the environment is unsanitary, basically.
Oh, well, that we can, I mean, I'm accustomed, unfortunately, to stuff like that. So because we have the watchful care nursing home as well, we can go in, and if it's something that we can assist with the cleanup, we can clean up or we can transport.
Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Our next judge, Ms. Sherry Ann Boyce.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Great presentation, concise, to the point. Help me to understand. You're just dealing with palliative care.
No, well, that's our niche market. I am trained to deal with literally any and everything. So in my bag, I even have a kit that I can deliver babies. But because we have other concierge medicine services out there who cater to that as well, the niche market would be specifically for persons with chronic pain syndromes and cancers, as they are the ones who tend to have a deficiency at present.
Okay, and you are, okay, thank you. Because I don't want to ask too many questions. I see Miss Singh just looking, so I don't want to ask too many questions.
You can feel free to contact me for your additional questions. Yes. My contact information is on the screen.
If you do have a burning question, Sherry Ann, please.
I have to bite my tongue too.
You're going to bite your tongue. There's so much information that we want from these entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
These businesses are so exciting.
Yeah, I'm limited.
I'll hold my tongue. I'll let you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And what a way to end the national finals for 2021. I thank you, judges, so much. You can now go into your breakout rooms to do the deliberations to find out who will be the finalist or the national winner, rather, for this 2021 National Pitch Competition. I will first turn it over to our national host for Barbados, Ms. Marcia Brandon. Tell us, how do you feel about tonight's event? Give us your sentiments right now.
So, hello.
Hello.
This is excellent. I mean, great job. I mean, really good job, everybody. I think that the pitches were excellent. I think the ideas are great. I love the enthusiasm. I love the fun. I don't think anybody was stressed, and you should not have been stressed after you saw me dancing to Red Diamond. Isn't that ad great? I mean, that ad is blowing me away. The sound is awesome. But I love your ideas. I can't wait to see what the judges come back with. And I may not have told them, but I would like, Crystal, if you could let the judges know, we would like 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. For the, are they there? Can they hear me?
They might not be able to hear you, but our fellow organizer, Mr. Fort, is with the judges in the break room. So okay. We are good to go.
So we're good to go. He knows what we need. Oh my God, Miss Ford is saying she was stressed. Hell no, you weren't. You did well. Okay, so what is going to happen next? What is going to happen next is that the judges are going to come back to tell us who has third, second, and first place. But I also want to just take you through some prizes that we have now. We're still waiting on a few prizes, and one of the prizes, and I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but one of the prizes that we really would love to get is a prize that could afford one of our finalists, and not necessarily the winner of tonight's session, but one of the finalists to attend the session in the Global Entrepreneurship World Cup Global Session in Saudi Arabia in November. Now, of course, that we would then have to choose who does it, and we would do it at our level, EWC Caribbean. But we're hoping that's one prize we can get. Now, because of several other things, including the hurricane last week, some of our sponsors have not gotten back to us as yet, some of our partners. But those who have gotten back to us have been able to help us with some, or offer us some prizes that are in kind, and many people are offering in kind prizes. And I while I know it's frustrating not to get cash, I'd love you to see this as a stepping stone and to see it as something that can actually help you to produce cash. And we have prizes in excess of US $25,000. And it's, so one prize that I think that is going to be extremely useful for all national finals, and so finalists. And so, you know, everybody who is here on this call, whether you win or not, can have access to this. And it is some really, really good training in proposal writing for entrepreneurs, how to write winning proposals. And that is going to be so critical, just simply because a lot of people now are asking entrepreneurs to pitch or bid for funding. And if you follow Compete Caribbean, you'll realize that they're asking for a lot of proposals and or pitches, yeah. And so whoever wins tonight is going to be able to have access to our chief pitching specialist, who will give them 2 intense sessions to prepare them for Entrepreneurship World Cup regional finals, yeah. And so that's going to be one big help that is extremely necessary to get your pitch. And I am supposed to be extremely neutral here, right? Because I'm Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean lead. But I am going to say that I am rooting for somebody from Barbados.
Hey, interjection from St. Martin.
To take this prize. So, so we'll see what happens, but I know it will, whoever wins will be good. And Miss Ford is agreeing with me. We also have a few other prizes. We have, and in here, Crystal's company, which is Legrand Consulting, is offering a regional prize, which will, not just a regional prize, but for all the finalists. Is that it, Crystal?
So for the national winner in all the islands, so your number one winner, as a company, we're excited to offer our consulting service in regards to, you know, online representation or reputation management, which is really your footprint, your online footprint, and making sure that what people Google about you is what you want them to know. In the most simplest of terms, how do we make sure that our digital footprint online is clean, and as well as builds the right audience for our businesses and ourselves? Thank you.
Awesome. So that's one prize that the winner of Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean is going to be able to receive from Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean Barbados is going to be able to receive from Legrand Consulting. But we have a few others. How are the judges doing?
We would have to wait to hear back from them. They do still have 5 minutes.
Okay, great.
And we can share now if you have more prizes to share, or if not, we can tell
there are
everyone.
a few more prizes to share, so I'll just quickly run through them. We have a prize from Cefe Caribbean, which is a 1-month group mentoring, and the winner of EWC Barbados will be included in that group mentoring, because these are for the winners of the winners of the national finals. BCSI, Barbados Coalition of Service Industry Providers in country, is offering a co-working space to 2 entrepreneurs, and so the first and second runner-up can get this. The winner and the second runner-up can get this, and that is use of the facilities for 2 entrepreneurs for 3 months, free of cost. And of course, 2 small group training events, free of cost as well. And for us, I think those things for entrepreneurs are important, especially entrepreneurs who do not already have access to these type of facilities. And there is Cefe. I spoke about that as well already. Gen Caribbean is offering a 6 months mentoring in an area of need for national finalists, so everybody can get access to this. And as I sat here listening to the pitches, I know exactly one of the things that I really would love to be able to recommend to Gen Caribbean, that we help our entrepreneurs, and not just you who pitched tonight, but others, to crystallize their pitch decks and become champions of pitching, you know what I mean? Be there all over the place pitching and winning. And let me see if there are any others. And as I said, there's still people we're in talks with who have agreed to offer more prizes. And so you may not hear everything tonight, but we will be following up with you. This is not, you're not seeing us, this is not the end of us. We will be trying to support you as much as possible going forward. We have invitation to speak at events for exposure, features on COESL's and Gen Caribbean website and media pages. So those are also some of the perks that we're going to try to help you with in terms of getting exposure. And a big one is collaborating with Gen and their angel investors program to see how we can actually get some entrepreneurs funded. So thank you again, and anything that happens from now on, just remember you're just all winners. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you. So we have a huge list of resources and perks and benefits to the finalists, or all the finalists have access to resources and as well as perks on the global level, from the Caribbean regional level, and even nationally. So we're thankful to all the organizations that have contributed to making this possible for our finalists and for our entrepreneurship development in the Caribbean. As we await the judges tallying the scores, so we can find out tonight who will be the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados 2021 national finalists, I will go through some of the information in regards to what is next for these finalists, what's happening. So finalists, you can also find out what is going to be happening after tonight. As Dr. Brandon says, you are not getting rid of us this easily. We have so much more in store. So we have Tonight, we hosted, of course, the Entrepreneurship World Cup National Finals. This was made possible by 3 organizations: the Miss Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and TELF, the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. As you know, as finalists, the Entrepreneurship World Cup was not just a competition, it's an entire experience that included training, connections, and mentorship. It's a shot at a life-changing prizes in the global level of $1 million in cash prize total for the global winners, plus a combined $75 million US dollars worth of in-kind support for the top global finalists. And not to mention investment opportunities and awesome resources and perks from their leading partners. The Miss Global Forum is a flagship ongoing platform from the Miss Foundation, a nonprofit philanthropic foundation established to discover, develop, and empower the youth to become active participants in the knowledge economy. It brings young leaders, creators, and thinkers together with established global innovators to explore ways to meet the challenges of change. The GEN, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, operates a platform of projects and programs from 180 different countries aimed at making it easier for everyone everywhere to start and scale their business, fostering deeper cross-border collaboration between entrepreneurs, investors, researchers, policymakers, and organizations. The Global Education Leadership Foundation works to prepare the next generation of leaders to be able to act as ethical global citizens and entrepreneurs in the face of the world's most daunting challenges. The organization is passionate about helping identify innovative leaders with strong values and then supporting them to develop their full potential. So these organizations have made the Entrepreneurship World Cup possible. In the Caribbean, however, we have our own organizations who have come together with the COESL. So COESL has partnered with Gen Caribbean and the larger organization, which is the Entrepreneurship World Cup organizers, to increase the participation in the EWC throughout the Caribbean, now with Barbados included and under our belts, assuring that we are all well represented in this global event. COESL has also joined forces with regional organizations to execute this mission and host the regional finals competition, which is coming soon. So we thank Gen Caribbean, COESL, LeGrand Solutions, Red Diamond, and LeGrand Voyages for partnering to make these events possible throughout the Caribbean. So the national winner tonight will move on to represent Barbados in the EWC Caribbean Regional Finals. This will take place on Sunday, the 25th of July, 2021. So the national winners from across the Caribbean will each be representing their own country and pitch at this regional finals. And this will be streamed live on our YouTube channel, on the EWC, the Entrepreneurship World Cup YouTube channel as well. So everyone in the Caribbean, we invite you to join this regional competition and see who will be the EWC Caribbean regional winner. After this regional, all finalists will be invited to join Accelerator 2. As we said, this organization is making it so that the finalists and participants of this competition have access to resources, training, and mentorship. So the accelerator will be launched in August and it will go until October. From this accelerator, the EWC global organizations will select the top 100 finalists who will go on to the global finals. The global final competition will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on between November the 14th to the 18th. The winner, well, those persons who are selected within the top 100 will receive an all-expense paid trip to Saudi Arabia to compete with applicants or finalists then from across the globe. We have over 200 countries participating in this event. So this is huge for the Caribbean to even be included in this competition. We're looking forward to have us well represented at the global finals. So tonight, we need to find out who is going to be the national finalist for EWC, the Entrepreneurship World Cup Barbados. We are checking in now with our judges to see if they are ready with the scores. So I will take a short commercial break and then check in with our judges.
Had enough of your dry, dead soil? Then you need nature's finest. Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine Organic Fertilizer. Harnessing energy from the sun. Bring minerals from the earth. To bring a bold new life to the plants you desire. Delivered in a clean, nutrient-rich package, you gain so much more than just what you harvest. Whether professional farmer or home gardener, give your plants that sunshine smile. Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine, coming soon to a store near you.
There you have it. We have Red Diamond Compost, a very strategic partner for us here at the EWC Caribbean. We thank you so much, Mr. Joshua Forge, for your assistance and your partnership in helping the entrepreneurs. Mr. Ford also trained the entrepreneurs when they were finding out. He's our pitch specialist. Yes, that's what I want to say. So Mr. Ford did do a training with all the finalists last week to prepare them for these national finals. So we would like to thank you, Red Diamonds and Mr. Ford, for being a part of this team and making this possible. Dr. Brandon, I will hand it over to you for closing remarks as we continue to await the judges.
So thank you so much, Ms. LeGrand. Thank you for this. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I am feeling really good. How are you all feeling? You
Okay, thanks.
Okay, nice. Nice. Nervous?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. No, I you know, I keep saying that I need to retire, but every time I do something like this, I become more energized and I feel a little bit of energy. I mean, I'm gonna just drop dead after I finish here, but anyway, not literally. I'm just gonna fold up and go to sleep. But it energizes me because all of these ideas and just creativity, it's amazing. And if we could absolutely get the help that we need for entrepreneurs to be able to scale up and sustain what they have, it would be absolutely awesome. And I'm looking for the day when the MSME or MSME policies in place to protect entrepreneurs from disasters, when there is an insurance that helps entrepreneurs to recover very quickly. I think this is what COVID has shown us. for this sector, for entrepreneurs, for the MSME entrepreneurs, that we are not, our policies are not as resilient as they should be when it comes to this sector, to the MSMEs. And if we're talking entrepreneurship, we need to make sure that we have policies, and not just policies, but the policies have, coming out of the policies are the systems that are necessary for entrepreneurs to thrive and for businesses to thrive. And, you know, Mr. Howell, when he presented, he spoke about clustering, coming together and offering services. That is, you know, building forward better and more equitably. That has to be one of the main strategy of MSME entrepreneurs. We have got to work together, and not just MSME entrepreneurs, but people in general. But for MSME entrepreneurs, we have got to work together. And so you heard Crystal talk about COESL, the Caribbean Center of Excellence for Sustainable Livelihoods. One of the things we do and do really well, I can tell you, and I'm bragging, but I'm not bragging. But one of the things we do really, really well is work with people. We come together and we find ways. We could not have done Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean without having fantastic partners throughout the region. I mean, Crystal is in St. Martin and she is on my team. Miss Gordon is in Jamaica and she's on my team. She couldn't join us tonight. Mr. Fort is here in Barbados. He's one of the entrepreneurs we have supported over the years, and I've watched him grow with some of the support we have given, and other people have supported him as well. But we are able to not just see him as an entrepreneur we support, but give him the opportunity to put his expertise here and grow further, you know, and assist us as well. So we have 25 countries in the region with at least 2 national hosts, 2 national organizers in each country. And each of them have at least anywhere from 4 to 10 entrepreneurs who they're supporting for this competition. And like yourselves, they're going to be pitching. Suriname is tomorrow. I think St. Martin is Sunday. And we just have a host of, I think it's Belize. That's also Sunday. I may be getting my dates wrong, but anyway, they are all checked out until at least around the 17th, and then the national finals, the regional finals will be on the 25th. But I'm encouraging you here, as you are here now, make contacts. You have a natural market right here. You have natural colleagues and suppliers and collaborators. Are we ready? Right here, right now. So I'm encouraging you to just get together. Try as hard as you can. Just remember that you cannot work with everybody. And there is a reason why. So make sure whoever you're going to work with, it's business, and you have your agreements in place and you have your head screwed on, because you're taking reasonable risk as entrepreneurs. You don't just jump into things. But lots of people say they feel it in their gut or the chemistry is there. But put your things in place as well, so that you understand how you're going to work together. Yeah. But try and work together. Be trustworthy, be trustful, and build trust in everything that you do. It's about money, but it's also about humanity and about relationships. Yeah.
And be honest.
And be very, very honest. And that's what builds trust. Trust won't come unless you're honest in communicating, transparent, accountable, everything. So totally, Miss Dr. Arthur. So are the judges still out?
The judges are still out. So I will take
I think
this
we're gonna have to
time.
fire these judges. I'm just joking.
They have us in anticipation. So how do we pull time? We have a little mini virtual photo shoot. Mr. Three Ears, I would
Awesome.
like to come back. And if everyone can turn on their cameras so that we can take a screenshot. We don't have a physical location, so normally we would have all the finalists take a picture together. So we'll have to do this virtual style. So if everyone can kindly turn on their cameras, all the finalists. And then I guess I'll have to hold on a second for Mr. Three Ears, who ran out on us just now.
Who is Mr. Three Ears?
Bathroom break.
So I will give him 2 minutes, but just even a word from us in St. Martin. Though I am the national host for St. Martin, I am cheering on more so the Caribbean, and I'm really thankful. Yes, just being a little diplomatic, but when I go to the nationals in St. Martin, I will not repeat that. I will definitely, I will be cheering on St. Martin to win the regional finals now.
Have you forgotten that this is live?
No, oh, yes, you're very right. But that's just in the spirit of Caribbean togetherness. We are definitely open to competing, but we're also one people as a Caribbean. So I'm so happy to see the diversity of industries that was presented tonight. The pitches were fantastic. I was on my toes just to keep up with you guys. You pitched some of you even faster than the time, so I had to be back. Welcome back, Mr. Three Ears. We are having a photo shoot. We're waiting for you. So thank you for coming back. We'll take some pictures. So if everyone can smile. Dr. Brandon.
Gotta wipe my sweat.
There we go. So if everyone is camera ready now, we will take a screenshot very quickly. So what are we saying? 1, 2, 3.
EWC Barbados.
Oh, okay. So unmute your mics as well. We will make a big shout out, all of us. You have to unmute to shout. Come on,
it's gonna be
work
loud,
with me
man.
here. We have to be excited. We're waiting on the judges to come back. Having much deliberations about all of this. That just means that you guys gave them a run for their money when it
I think so.
You know, the competition in itself. So it speaks towards what you guys have done. Yeah. So after 3, we will say EWC Barbados. So 1, 2, 3. EWC
Barbados. Y'all are not like really.
You're pathetic.
That didn't sound very.
Y'all never did like cheerleading at school, like
no.
You guys have been out of school for 2. So maybe let's take one more picture and try that again. So 1, 2, 3.
EWC Barbados. Guys, come on, man. Come on. Yeah, no, this person went into school sports. This person
right. Fantastic. So I am going to take a quick minute and check in with the judges.
Yes.
I'm hopeful that they are ready. So tonight, even as I multitask here, looking for the judges to see if they're ready, we will be selecting 3 finalists. So a first prize, second prize, and third prize. So let's see, are you ready? Yes. So we'll be selecting 3 prizes. The finalists, the first prize winner, will be first of all invited to a debriefing on Sunday, the 18th of July, to find out, what's happening in the regionals, and you'll get further information at that time. After that, you will have to present your business, or pitch your business, sorry, I keep saying present. Pitch your business in the regional finals. Some advice on that is to use some of the judges' feedback. So don't just come back with the same presentation. Use the feedback and the questions that you got from the judges at this national competition to add to your presentations, because more than likely, these will be the same questions that persons will want to know about your business at the regionals. So find a way to incorporate that information into your presentations in the regional finals. Remember that there are at least 15 islands competing at the regionals, and the judges will, competing at the regionals for a chance to be selected as the EWC Caribbean Regional winner. The judges have now indicated that they need 2 minutes and they will be ready. So Dr. Brandon, is there anything else that you have to share, or maybe one of the finalists would like to share on their experience?
Yes. I would love to hear the experiences. Yes.
Yes. Tell us how this was for you as a finalist. Anyone can unmute and go ahead.
I think I can go first here. Though I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed the pitches of my peers, I think it was kind of short. Especially the questioning segment. Pretty short. I didn't really get a chance to, show the certain aspects of my business that make it what it is. So those are my comments on it.
Great, thank you. Anyone else?
For me, like the only thing was, I think when I was under the impression that the person pitching was the person answering. So then when somebody else answered the question in the pitch, I was like, well, hey, if I knew that that was allowed, then I would have another team member. So that to me was just, a little thing that I wish I'd known before. But other than that, having been in a previous pitch competition, it was what I expected it to be.
Absolutely, and thank you for your feedback. So we will definitely remember that. Yes, Dr. Brandon.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was going to make the comment that, yes, I totally understand about the shortness of time, but we were supposed to get out of here at 7:30. It's now 8:23. Can you imagine if we had more questions? It's always unfortunate, but in the interest of time, because we're working with a time limit, unfortunately that is what happens. And I can tell you that there was no communication about other team members being present. So right just took the initiative and went off with it. That was not discussed. But I totally understand, because we did actually I think there was some time in one of our team meetings, when we said, what if team members, businesses wanted team members there? And then I don't know what else happened with that, but that was never ever clarified that they could do it. So right innovated. She pivoted.
Just respond to that a bit. When we had
You want to talk? Go?
Yeah. Thank you. When we had a meeting with Mr. Ford, we would have asked if both of our members could have presented, and we were told that it's not in violation of the rules. So that's why he would have answered. We had to brief him that someone else would be there with us if there was a Q&A, because there are two of us.
Great. Thank you for your feedback. And Nicole Ford, I see your hand up. So we'll take you as the last feedback from the finalists before we get the judges' results.
I actually was just wondering whether or not it is the same time frame as you move forward. So that it's the same 3 minutes in the Caribbean and same 3 minutes in international as well.
That's right. So we've kept with the program. It is 3 minutes across all competitions across the Caribbean and as well as in the global finals. It is 3 minutes. Use this as an opportunity to sharpen your 3 minutes and share the most valuable information about your companies. Thank you for your question. So we're down to the finals. That's my little drum roll right there. Should we go straight into the results, Dr. Brandon, or do you want to? Yes, okay. So who is the judge who will be announcing? Mr. Lee.
Yes, I will.
Who's top chef, Mr. Byron Lee?
And the Dragonaires. So we were asked to give 3 positions. And in our meeting, we came to the overwhelming conclusion that Team 12, Queen Lears, is first in our estimation. Team 9, Mobile Doctors, is second. And Team 8, Onway Apparel, third. It was a close call between Mobile and Onway Apparel as well.
All right, so actually let's hear that one more time and let's start from the back to come forward. So our third place winner is?
Onway Apparel.
Onway Apparel. Congratulations, Onway. You did such a fantastic job in presenting your business. And our second place winner is?
Mobile Doctors.
Mobile Doctors, fantastic. The medtech industry is such a great industry and it is growing. So we wish you all the success that this business can afford you. And our EWC Barbados 2021 national finalist is?
Queen Lears.
Queen Lears. Thank you so much to all the finalists. As you know, there are prizes and rewards for everyone who participated. Well done on this competition. And I now turn it over to Dr. Brandon to close us out.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. How is everybody feeling? Am I seeing you're tired?
Yeah.
Tired, tired. You know, that's what happens. It's just like, oh, yeah. But congratulations to everybody who pitched. Everybody. And if we could let everybody be winners, you are all winners, and you would all be able to pitch at the regional finals. But I want to say congratulations to the EWC Caribbean Barbados winner. Congratulations, congratulations. It's interesting that this is the person who did not complete her pitch. Is it?
Indeed, yes, it is.
Yes,
indeed.
it was.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Congratulations, congratulations. And congratulations to, sorry? And congratulations to our second place winner.
Mobile Doctors.
Mobile Doctors. And our third place.
Onway Apparel.
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations to all of you again, and thank you for staying on. We're an hour behind or over the time, and we thank the judges. Thank you so much for your deliberations. It should have been 12 pitches, but 2 persons unfortunately were not with us today, and so we had 10 pitches. And I think Barbados is the only country with so many persons who submitted and actually got to pitch. Yes. So I don't know about Cuba and I don't know about Dominican Republic, but I do know that even Haiti, if they were able to, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it, because as you know, Haiti is in a state of devastation right now, but our partners there, I don't think they had 12 12 persons, well, English speakers, that is. So congratulations and thank you. And remember, this is you have not seen the last of us. We will be in touch and we will want to support you going forward. And please do not wait for us to be in touch. Please reach out to us too. Yeah. And somebody wanted to say something?
Oh, we can say something say something.
Yes,
yes,
not
everyone, and thank you for the time you've taken to apply and to contest for this prize from Barbados. Big showed up. But there's some recommendations I would put forth so that you know it's always good to give feedback so that you can improve next time around. In terms of presentations, everyone did great, but there's always room to do better. And that is my only recommendation to the whole thing. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And good night, goodbye, and we'll be in touch.
Good night.
Good night, and congrats to the judges, to the winners.
Yeah, congrats. Right.
Good night, guys.
Good night and wish you all the best.
Thank you, and same to you.
Goodbye.